Hi all! Today I will be showing you how to use the decorative technique Sgraffito. Sgraffito is a technique where a layer of underglaze is painted onto the surface of leather hard clay, allowed to become dry to the touch, then a design is carved into the underglaze layer revealing the color of clay underneath. Before I paint on my layer of underglaze, I want to make sure my surface is clean of any imperfections and I no longer have to make changes to its form. This is because once I paint my layer of underglaze on, I won't be able to edit my form underneath without removing a layer of underglaze and ultimately ruining the Sgraffito design. Now I'm using a low fire clay, which is gray when unfired, but transforms into an off-white when fired. So, when using this technique, keep in mind what color your clay will change into and plan your design accordingly. Since my clay turns white when fired, I will not be using a white underglaze for this design since that won't create any contrast. Once your form is clean of imperfections, you are ready to paint a layer of underglaze. I will be creating a geometric design using red underglaze. Your first layer may look messy, but your second and third layer will look better and better as you add layers of underglaze. Also, many underglazes become more vibrant when fired compared to the pastel color when unfired. You'll know your underglaze is dry to the touch when it changes from glossy to matte. Since you'll be applying multiple layers of underglaze, you'll want to wait for your first layer to dry completely before painting on your next layer. You may speed up the drying process by using a hairdryer, but if you don't have one handy, you'll just have to wait for your underglaze to air dry. Don't forget about the bottom of your work as well, as you will be able to use the Sgraffito technique to sign your name as well. Once you've established an even layer of underglaze, without any gray of the clay showing through, you are ready to carve into your design. Here's a helpful tip before you jump straight into carving. Use a number 2 pencil to gently draw on your design. These pencil marks will act as a guide and will disappear when fired. Don't press too firmly with your pencil as to not scratch into the layer of underglaze. There are many tools you can use for carving, such as the needle tool for thin, delicate lines, a sharp pencil or ballpoint pen for medium weight lines, the pointy end of a wooden thumb tool for slightly thicker lines, and a loop tool for even thicker lines. If you make a mistake and carve away too much, or carve in an area where you weren't supposed to, patch up that carved area with more underglaze. Just keep in mind that you may have a dent left behind where you had just carved. Using these tools, trace over your pencil markings, making sure you have carved through the underglaze layer. If you carve away too gently or not deep enough, the white of the clay won't show through and your design won't come out as intended. Use a dry brush to wipe away carved out bits of clay and take your time with finishing touches, paying special attention to the lip and foot of your form. Lastly, don't forget to sign your name. I like adding the year to the bottom of my work as well.